Hello children, good morning. Welcome to the English class. Today we'll start a new lesson, that is be kind and do kind. So I'll read the lesson for you. Once upon a time there lived a farmer who had a little land. His name was Mohan and he was a very kind and good-natured person. He lived in a hut and his land with his wife on his land with his wife and children, and earned by selling whatever crops he could produce on his small land. So there lived a farmer, a very small farmer. He had very little land and his name was Mohan. He was very kind. He had a wife and children, and whatever he used to grow in the field, the lands what he had, that he used to sell, and with that only they used to have their food and all. Mohan loved to help others. Whenever someone feel ill or needed something badly, Mohan was there to help that person. If someone died in the village, Mohan assisted the family members of the deceased person in whichever way he could. If anyone fell ill at night, Mohan was right beside the village doctor to help him prepare the medicines and tend to the sick. There seemed to be none who hated this man. He appeared to be loved by one and all. He was a very kind person, Mohan. He loved to help others. So whenever a person in the village died, he used to help the family of the died, whoever has passed away, that person's family he used to help to whatever help he could do, he used to do. And whenever anybody fell sick, he used to help the doctor give the person who fell sick medicines. So he was loved by everybody because he used to help everybody, so everybody used to love him. But there was one person who hated Mohan with all his heart. He was Sohan, a neighbor of Mohan, who lived in the land next to him. A lazy person by nature, Sohan hardly put in as much effort to cultivate his land as Mohan did to produce crop in his own. So when the harvest season arrived every year, Sohan found that he had very few crop to sell. Sohan, on the other hand, earned a handsome profit through the selling of his produces. So there was only one person named Sohan who lived next to Mohan. He used to hate Mohan because Sohan never used to work. He was a lazy person. He never used to work in his land. But when the harvest season came every year, that time Mohan used to work hard. So he earned more crop. But Sohan did not work. He never used to work. So he will get only little crop now. So he could not make any profit out of it. So he was very jealous on Mohan. One day, Sohan could no longer contain his jealousy. Days before Mohan was to rape his harvest, Sohan set fire to his crops at night. Mohan was asleep at this time, and it was only the alertness of one of his other neighbors that saved much of his crops from being perished in the deadly flames of the fire that Sohan had lighted. So he was very jealous of Mohan now. So what did he do? One day he set fire పెట్టేశాడు అన్నమాట. Mohan's crop he set fire and left it. So Mohan was not there. He was in sleep at that time. So somebody in his neighbor, he just got alert and he told the Mohan, and they stopped the fire. So he could save some of his crop. When the flames were dosed, Mohan saw which direction the fire had started from. Sohan's animosity towards him was unknown to Mohan, but he let the matters rest and decided to take action only if he was Sohan repeating his dastardly act once again. So Mohan, what did he do? He thought he will he put on the fire, put on some water and put off the fire. Then he started seeing from where the fire had started. It was from the Sohan's side. So what he thought was, let me see this time. If he will repeat this action once again, then I will take any action on him. And he kept silent. That year, Mohan managed to sell the rest of his crops at a good price, but he could not make much profit, for a good part of his produces had been burnt. He had a heavy heart, but he did not like to tell anyone about it. So the rest of the crop he sold it, but he could not make much profit because most of his crop was burnt now in the flames. So he felt unhappy, but he could not tell anybody. He did not tell anybody. Only days later, Mohan was awakened by the sound of lamentations. He went out to find a crowd beside Sohan's hut. He rushed to find that Sohan's son had fallen ill. He found that the village doctor was unable to provide a cure to his illness. Mohan knew what he had to do. He untied his own horse and rode it. Then he rushed to the town that was 10 miles away and fetched a more experienced doctor who lived there. So one day what happened is, Mohan was sleeping and he got up due to the sounds of some other persons. Some other people's sound. He got up. Then he saw more crowd was there in front of Sohan's house, Sohan's hut. And what he came to know is Sohan's son is very ill, and the doctor is not able to cure him. He is not able to give the medicines. So what Mohan has done is he took his own horse and went to the city, which was 10 miles away from his place. He went on the horse to that place, and he went to the doctor who is more experienced than the one in the city, in the village. And he went to that doctor to bring him to treat Sohan's son. Okay, children, this lesson will continue in the next class. Okay, children, take care. Bye.